Hello YouTube, this is the Florida Rider. Out for a quick ride between jobs again on this beautifully sunny Wednesday. November has been extremely busy, but then it always is, so it's sort of normal I guess by now. And last weekend was way too cold to ride. We had lows down to like 45, and one day it only reached 60 as a high. Yeah, no. The Florida Rider was the Florida coucher for those days. Was all bundled up with the heat on and enjoying the warm indoor life, we'll say. Well, the most recent thing that's happened to me, let's stop for this light, is that I voted. Yes, that's right. Yesterday was election day. I didn't actually vote on election day because I had voted by mail, but I still voted, so that's the main thing. You don't vote, you can't complain. I voted so I can complain. There's the old bay right there. So, how did I do in voting roulette? Well, I voted for Charlie Crist, and he lost by, I believe it was like 700,000 votes. So shame on you who didn't vote. And the main reasons I voted for him were, first of all, he wanted to retrieve the some odd $1 billion that the federal government offered Florida for public transportation. I believe it was a train line, and it doesn't really matter where it went. I actually think it was Orlando to Tampa. But I'm all for public transportation and I want it. So that was one of the reasons I voted for him. But he didn't win. So Governor Scott, our current governor, will be continuing. And he's the one who gave the money that the federal government offered for the train lines away. Said, oh no, we don't need that. And he's going to build us more roads. Haha, good luck with that, Rick Scott. I live in the second smallest county in Florida and the most densely populated in Florida. So we have a heck of a lot of traffic here. And we have roads. We have lots of roads. Look, I'm on one right now. And there's another one. And of course we have roads that we can use. And there's no place to make more roads that we can use. I mean, if there's some place we have to go, there's a road there. The only place you're going to put more roads is in the countryside, and no one goes there, so why do we need more roads there? Despite what people might mistakenly think, more roads does not take care of congestion problems. It just doesn't. The other hot issues on our ballots, let's see. One of them was an environmental one which passed. I was very happy to have voted for that and done my part. That was statewide. Another statewide initiative was medical marijuana, which actually passed in Florida. It was 58% for and 42% against. So we're going to have medical marijuana in Florida, right? Ha, no. Because that requires a constitutional amendment here, and a constitutional amendment requires 60% of the vote. So, medical marijuana did pass in Florida, despite the fact that people will tell you that it didn't. However, what didn't pass was changing the Constitution for it. So I assume it'll be another big battle for this, and it'll be on the ballot for years to come, and may eventually get 60%. Now granted, there are loopholes in the medical marijuana bill. And people are saying it would make it easier for drug dealers to, thank you, for drug dealers to sell drugs. which is of course a falsehood brought on by people who haven't actually read the bill. I did. And I read the loopholes too. Basically, there's no age limit that a doctor can prescribe medical marijuana for. That was one of the problems, or one of the loopholes. And the other one, while there are a few illnesses, diseases, whatever you want to call them, stipulated in the bill, there's also something about it saying that doctors can prescribe it for whatever they feel is necessary if it's not one of those diseases. So for all of you who think it's about drug dealers, it's not, unless of course you want to consider doctors drug dealers. So as with most elections in the USA, people didn't do their research. They just said, oh no, it has the word marijuana in it, and the whole state's going to be a bunch of druggies, and etc. Ignorance annoys me. Do your research and figure out what you're voting for and why you're voting for it, and stand behind your opinion. There. And the other major thing that I voted for that lost was a county-wide initiative that would have given us light rail transportation from the north end of my county to the south end of my county. Now, while that's not really useful to me, or, well, most people, it would have required a 1 cent hike in sales tax, and my county might be small, but it doesn't have one job center, so to speak. It's sort of like Southern California in the sense that there are a few downtown areas, but the rest of the county is built up just as much as those, and so therefore people work all over the county. But I still voted for it because, like I said, I'm a proponent of public transportation, and I thought it might have made some kind of difference in the future, but now we'll never know. So, I didn't do all that well on the voting stuff, which means that either I'm out of touch with Floridians, or Floridians are out of touch in general, which, I don't know. I still vote because I feel that I can do some good by voting somehow. And, I mean, they mailed the ballot to my home, and then I mail it back. Actually, I dropped it off because I happened to be going by a drop-off area. And I'll continue to vote. And I hope that you guys voted too, and if you didn't vote, then why not? Were you too lazy to vote? You couldn't be bothered? You didn't think that you'd make a difference? Or if you did vote, how did you do? Did most of the things you want and most of the people you want win? Do drop a comment and let me know. This is a Florida Rider signing off. Goodbye.